I'm so excited to be sitting here with Lola Oladunjoye of Lola Fenhirst, and I'm excited to dive in to talk about Lola Fenhirst, and ask some fun and quick questions. So, hi Lola, how are you?
I'm very well, and I'm very pleased that you asked me to be involved in this project. I very much enjoyed it.
So I first want to just ask you some questions about Lola, who you are, and Lola Fenhirst. And you are Lola Oladunjoye. Your brand, you are a designer for Lola Fenhirst. So I want to ask, where did Lola Fenhirst come from? Where is that name in that history, or why did you decide on Lola Fenhirst?
Yeah, so when I decided I was going to create a company, I wanted to have a way to make sure that there would be some separation between myself and the company and the brand. So I didn't want to use my whole name. Mm-hmm. So my name is Lola Oladunjoye. It's a Yoruba West African name, and so I thought, well, I'll use Lola because it's even though it's a Yoruba name, it sort of translates because people think it's Italian or Spanish, they think it's Dolores. So it's a good universal name. I think to me, Lola represents sort of the African part of my heritage. And then I'm also British. And so I was looking for a name that really sounded fully British and very clipped and tight. I put a list of names that I liked the sound of. We had a list of about 20 or more, and we would just go through them every morning, and we would get rid of some. So I really enjoy language and words. And the names of on the underground in London, there's one name that I always like, which is Fenchurch Street. And it's right in the centre of London. So I think I was looking for something that just had that old London feel. And that's how we came about Fenhirst. And thus Lola Fenhirst.
Reading the articles you've done for Vogue, things mean something to you. Like, you don't just do something and just say that you did it. You go back to your West African heritage, go back to your family, and I just love it. So I wanted to ask. People may know or may not know that you spent 18 years in Silicon Valley and you were a lawyer, and then decided to take up fine jewelry design. So tell me about the journey of deciding to become a fine jewelry designer.
It was probably 8 years into my career. And as you said, I was in Silicon Valley. It was a very high-powered environment, very, it's a place full of ambitious people, and you work. And I actually enjoyed that. And then I suppose at some point I must have stopped enjoying it, but you don't realize right away, because when you're in something and you just keep going, you're just really not very self-aware, or I wasn't. And so this is one particular day, I was working on a huge contract for a huge company, and I was sitting in my cubicle, and it's just this feeling came over me, and I said, wait, what am I doing? Why am I not outside, like doing landscape gardening? Or why am I not working in an art gallery? Like, why am I here? And it wasn't as though that moment then led to a very quick realization of what I would be doing next. It was sort of a journey of, okay, let's find some things. And then one day I took a class in metalsmithing, and I was way more than enjoying it. I just felt completely different. I felt completely absorbed, fascinated by it. I'd found the thing.
I think it's inspirational too for people who may feel stuck, like they've gone to school for something, they've invested in it, whether it be financially or just with their time, to look at you and look at your story and your journey and say, it's never too late. I can do anything. I can start anything and be anything. So going back to your brand, Lola Fenhirst, mm-hmm. Who is a Lola Fenhirst woman?
I think the first thing I would say is that people who buy me and wear me, it's not just women. It's everybody. I think of it as a gender neutral kind of brand. And I think the first pieces I made, one of my earliest inspirations was looking at the jewelry that my great uncle would wear when he was alive. And he was a king, a Yoruba king, and he was the first African governor of the Western region, which is where Nigeria is now. At the time, it was more than Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And it's part of Yoruba culture to be really resplendent, and adornment is part of it, in men and in women. So it would be, so for the Lola Fenhirst wearer, who that person is, it's someone who believes in adornment, who understands craft and who understands when art and craft come together, because they have to come together for a piece, I think, to be worthy. And so it's the discerning, it's not for everyone, but I think it's the discerning jewelry lover who tends towards my pieces.
I saw some of your pieces in the Sotheby's collection. I was watching the video. The necklace, stunning.
I'm really drawn to that piece, especially. I don't know. I'm really drawn to that piece because I don't know the way it came together, and the way it uses diamonds not as a focal point, but just simply for their light-inducing and light-propelling qualities. I was really very pleased with.
If you could follow one person around for a day, who would it be?
Cardi B.
Why?
Well, I love her. I really admire her. It's not even so much for the music. It's for her growth, her platform, how deeply intelligent she is. And she's an incredible entertainer. She really is. And then even the political activism, when I saw her sitting in a laundromat interviewing Bernie Sanders, I thought, yeah. She was in Paris this week. It's Paris Fashion Week. And she was here with Offset. And it just seemed like people just like her. She brings a lot of good vibes. So it's really funny.
What's the most rewarding project thus far in your career?
Brilliant and Black.
What's the last piece of jewelry that you bought for yourself?
A Cartier watch that I had been dreaming about and sort of musing about for probably well more than a decade. I kept putting it off, and then finally I bought it.
What's been filling up your days lately?
A new collection that I'm working on, and it's going to be a stone-driven collection that's a celebration of African tribal art, or West African tribal art, and I'm trying to do it with principally green stones and stones that are sourced in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And so I'm doing a lot of sourcing of peridot, malachite, garnet, tsavorite.
Finish the sentence. In the future, the diamond and jewelry industry will ideally look more like
the world we live in today. In other words, a place that is diverse, that is accepting of all voices, all genders, all hues and colors of people. And so we certainly need to see more diversity in this industry.
Are you interested in learning more about how natural diamonds do good across the world? Follow Diamonds Do Good on Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.